Some stories are passed around in whispers, and this is one of them. Have you ever heard of a room that disappears? Let me tell you what happened to a guy named Mark. This is his story. Mark had just moved into an old apartment complex on the edge of town. It wasn't his first choice, but the rent was cheap, and he needed a place fast. As he explored his new space, he noticed something strange. There was a locked door in the corner of his bedroom. Oddly, the building manager hadn't mentioned it, and it didn't appear on the floor plan he'd been shown. At first, he thought nothing of it. Probably just a utility closet, he told himself. But something about the door unsettled him. The next morning, he asked the building manager about it. Locked door. The manager looked confused. "There's no door in your room, Mark." Mark's stomach dropped. How could she not know about it? He went back upstairs, determined to ignore the strange encounter, but his curiosity got the better of him. That night, he noticed something else. A faint scratching noise coming from behind the door. Days passed, and the scratching got louder each night. His friends laughed it off, but Mark couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. He started dreaming about the door, dreams where he opened it and was pulled into an endless darkness. One evening, unable to resist any longer, he decided to try opening the door. To his surprise, the lock clicked open with ease. Inside, he found nothing. Just an empty room with peeling wallpaper and a single broken chair in the corner. The air was thick with a musty smell, as if the room hadn't been opened for decades. He stepped inside and the door slammed shut behind him. Panicking, Mark tried to pull the door open, but it wouldn't budge. His heart raced as he looked around the room, trying to find another way out. But then he noticed something terrifying. Faint handprints on the walls smeared across the wallpaper. He realized they weren't handprints at all. They were claw marks, as if someone or something had been trying to claw its way out. He heard a whisper, soft but insistent. "Let me out!" The words seemed to crawl through his mind, repeating over and over. The walls seemed to close in on him, and in the darkness, he saw a figure. Pale, with hollow eyes, it crawled toward him, leaving bloody streaks on the floor. Just when he thought he'd be trapped forever, Mark's phone rang. The sound broke the silence, and suddenly the door flew open. He stumbled out, gasping, and slammed it shut. When he looked back, the door was gone. There was only a smooth wall where it once stood. The next day, he moved out. When he told the building manager, she simply nodded, like she'd heard it all before. "You're not the first," she said quietly, "and you won't be the last. So, if you ever find a door that no one else can see, don't open it. You might not make it out alive,